Hey guys, I'm back with another video. Actually, today is going to be a little bit of a different video. I am going to be doing my makeup. However, I'm not going to be really talking about my makeup. So this is going to be sort of like a get ready with me. Molly, what did I tell you? I've just had a lot on my mind lately, and I don't normally show this side of me, and I wanted to for multiple reasons. One, I am always open to hear other people's opinions on issues in life and advice that anybody could offer, just things that everybody goes through in their life. And I feel like I'm like at a point in my life where I'm just unsure what to do about certain people, if you know what I'm saying. And this is mostly my social life, like nobody at work, no family whatsoever. I want to show a different side of myself on my channel and show that, you know, some of us do go through things, and maybe you can relate to it, and maybe you were having issues with things in your life and you see somebody else talking about it, maybe you'll feel inspired to, and maybe I just want a good outcome out of the content I put out on my channel. And so this is just something a little bit different. I'm sorry about my cat, you guys. She just is a cat. If you guys want to just hear me and talk about my life and do my makeup at the same time, then keep on watching. And if you would like to like and subscribe the video, I'm not opposed to that, as always. Thank you so much for tuning in, and keep on watching. I feel like when I talk and do my makeup at the same time, it's just not gonna be super perfect. So I'm just gonna do the best I can, because I mostly want to focus on what it has been on my mind lately. And I've been just kind of back and forth about doing this video in general, so I'm just gonna go for it and just try. And I'll start out by saying I am 27 years old, so it happens anytime in your life. I've gone through so many groups of friends throughout the years, and I think what really brought my attention to the whole issue, my last video, just looking through old pictures, made me really think about, I guess, who is in my life these days and like who's not in my life these days. And a lot of the pictures I had on there were with people who I actually don't even talk to anymore. And there's obviously a lot of reasons behind that. So I grew up in a town, and I actually just moved out of this town maybe like, I want to say 3.5 years ago. However, I live very close to my hometown, so I'm maybe about 15 to 20 minutes away now. So it's not really like much different. The environment around where I am is a lot different because I don't see anybody I went to high school with, if you know what I'm saying. And ever since I was young, I'm usually really shy. Now I've actually kind of grown out of the shyness. Once I linked it to social anxiety, I was kind of able to figure out how to approach people better, and I still get super nervous, don't get me wrong, but I'm not nearly as shy as I used to. So it used to be very, very difficult for me to make friends. And so when I finally was able to make my first friend, she was actually somebody I was friends with for a very, very long time, which was great. However, there was some things that I noticed. We were both kind of going in different directions as we were getting older, but I wanted so badly to stay friends with her, and I think she kind of felt the same. I want to say maybe in middle school was when I first started noticing things in my life changing friend-wise. And so I think that's when I started to realize that people change as time goes on. Fast forward to like high school, I started meeting a different group of friends through McDonald's, and you know, I started introducing them to other people that I met through school, and it was a whole thing. I think I finally started to realize that maybe if people aren't making a big effort to be friends with you, that it's probably just time to move on. And I think I struggled with that in high school. I almost feel like I still do to this day. And so that being said, the past 5 years, I've really let go a lot of people. I just feel like people change as you get older, and sometimes their intentions aren't what you thought they were. I consider a good friend somebody who checks up on you. Like, you don't have to see them every week, because as you get older, and you're in the workforce and you're working 40 hours a week, it's not really realistic to see your friends every single week. Maybe some people struggle to realize how much you work and aren't understanding as some. My schedule changes each week. It's not, you know, a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 job. So I'm not always available on weekends. Now, here and there, I get a weekend off, which is awesome. So I take the opportunity to try to hang out with people. Basically what I'm saying is people change over time, and if they can't keep in contact with you some way or another, and they can't even communicate through a simple text, which is unfortunately the way that I have to talk to people these days, because now I don't live as close to people like I used to. So my best means to reach me is through texting. Sometimes what will happen to me, and I'll speak for myself first and I'll get into other people, what I've noticed. Sometimes I'll have work really early and I'll receive like a late night text, and I sometimes will see it right before I go to bed, but I'm like, okay, well, I have to go to bed. I can't really respond to this person right now, so I'll be sure to respond to them in the morning. Now, don't get me wrong, I forget sometimes, okay? Like, and the thing is, that's not how I used to be. I used to be great with responding right away to people, and I still consider myself great with communicating with people, and that's something big. And I said communicating weird, but I used to be great with, you know, texting people back. And, you know, as I gotten older and from my personal experiences, a lot of my friends have been not so great at texting back. It's really hard when, you know, you're trying to maintain a friendship, but people can't communicate with you, and you're just like, wow, like, I never get to see you, but like, if you can't respond to me via text, I mean, I don't expect phone calls these days, no one really does that, then where is this friendship going? And I hate to be so shady, but it's the honest truth. Like, this is what's been on my mind lately, and it kind of turned me into a bad texter myself. I feel awful doing that, and I don't do it on purpose, but I just feel like I got so used to people straight up ignoring my text that I started doing it myself. And I don't need a pity party at all. I'm not gonna waste my time anymore if you can't take 2 seconds out of your day to get back to me. And it's not just one person, trust me. If it was about one person, I wouldn't be making a video about it. It's just over the years, and it's people who I don't even talk to anymore. It's people who I still try to talk to. It's everybody. I mean, I think we just get so obsessive with our phones, and nothing pisses me off more when somebody doesn't respond to my text, but they're going on social media. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody has any words of advice they want to give me, or maybe a story they want to tell me, because I know I'm not the only person in the world going through this right now, and it's just tough because I don't know when to call it quits with these people. Like, it's just not worth my time, I feel like. And I do consider myself a good friend, especially in the past few years, mostly because I feel like I just became more aware about how I was as a person, or how I am as a person. And like, back in the day, maybe I wasn't so great. Maybe I wasn't as good as a friend as I thought I was. And that's why I feel like I have evolved a lot, and I think that's why I'm so confused at why people don't really reach out to me anymore. Now, that being said, it kind of segues into many conversations, and I think this is such a great conversation. I love talking about deep stuff like this, and I don't really talk about it often on here. I will say, when I first met Pat, it was like a saving grace for me, mostly because I was at that point. I think that's when I first realized, like, why am I wasting my time with these people? Because the things they put me through, this is just an ongoing thing that really, truly gets to me sometimes. And I've been working my brows for like a year. I don't even feel the need to talk to certain people about it anymore, because how am I gonna talk to you about it if you can't even text me back? You know what I mean? Like, if we could meet up and talk about it, like, fine, but I know it's not gonna happen. I mean, I can really count on one hand who I'm actually truly consider a friend, and that's fine. I don't even care about quantity. And I hope this isn't coming off as super bitter, but like, I just think it's the way the world is going at this point. I'm very aware the phone works both ways, but like I just said, it's like, it's hard for somebody to respond. I'm not saying like you shouldn't have friends, but if there's really just people in your life who bring you down and don't support you in any means possible, it's time. It's time. It's time to move on. You know, it is what it is, and it's just how life goes. And I'm just constantly working on myself. I want to make myself a better person, and it's hard to when there's other people around you who aren't allowing you to grow as a person. This YouTube channel, I had people supporting me a lot when I first started this. Certain people aren't really as supportive as I thought they were. I've made comments in certain videos that I'm surprised people haven't said anything to me about. Even that Facebook video I did last, like, I was kind of shocked that certain people didn't reach out to me through text or whatever. I know there's other people out there having these same issues, and I know this happens a lot more with younger people too, but like I said, this has been an ongoing issue for most of my life. I mean, and I even got to the point where I was like, is there something wrong with me? Like, is there a reason why I can't hold on to friends for my life? I want to blame the area where we're from. I hope that maybe some people will change my mind over time. And then there's the people who literally will disappear out of my life for years on end and just randomly reappear, and I'm just like, oh, where did you come from? And it's so weird to me because I'm like, I thought we moved on from this. You made it very clear to me that we weren't friends anymore, so I moved on. And then you come out of nowhere, try to guilt you into being friends with them, and you're like, wow, maybe this person really was trying to be friends with me, and then maybe it was partially my fault or whatever. And then you make the slightest effort to invite them out to your birthday, and it's like, you can't even get a text back? And even if it's a no, like, are you afraid to say that you're busy? Like, because I'm not gonna be offended, like. And then there's the people who expect you to come to them all the time, which really bothers me, because I feel like some of these people don't really realize I have my apartment with Pat now, and I'm like, why do I always have to come to you? Like, we can meet halfway. You can come to me sometimes. It's just whatever is convenient for them is just what it is. I mean, I will vent and get upset about this, but I still have a smile on my face in the end because I don't really let it ruin my entire day. But yeah, I think that's all I have to really say about the friendship thing. I mean, there's only so much I can say. I can go on and on about it all day long, but I just feel like there's a lot of fake people out there, and just my message to you guys as my viewers is don't get caught up on it. And I also notice a lot of fake people on YouTube. There's people that have reached out to me on here, especially when I first started, because they just started too, and they were like, oh, let's be YouTube friends, let's collab, let's comment on each other's stuff. And I'm like, but then they're not really as supportive as you thought they were going to be. And I noticed that from the start. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm usually so positive on my platform here. Because I want to spread positivity as much as I can, but it's very hard when you're not getting it back. So basically, in conclusion to all this, because I'm just rambling at this point, I hope that maybe it brought some awareness. I'm just speaking out here, and I don't know what's gonna happen of it, and I don't really care. And I'm hoping that for people who maybe do watch my channel regularly and maybe don't know me personally, maybe you're going through something similar to this, and maybe it makes you feel a little bit more motivated knowing that you're not the only person in the world going through it right now. And you know, but I would love to hear other people's opinions and experiences, so please let me know in the comments if there's anything you got out of this, or maybe there's a story you want to share with me, because I know for a fact I'm not the only person who's gone through this before, and I don't even call it a midlife crisis because it's not. There's so much powder. I've been like baking these days. After I said I don't bake because I wanted to try it out after talking about it, and it's done wonders. But now I don't use a separate brush to wipe away the bake, and I think it's been, if you just saw how much powder just came out of my brush, that was from tapping my brush. I am very thankful that I started YouTube though, I must say, because if it wasn't for YouTube, I feel like I wouldn't be doing anything fun in my spare time. And if you've noticed, I've been starting to film a little bit more because I've been very inspired lately, and I've been watching YouTube again and, you know, seeing what's going on. Now, I must say, there are some YouTube channels that are really changing it up, and I'm like, makeup videos aren't as big as they used to, and I'm very aware, and I really don't care because I enjoy it a lot, and it's just what I like to do, and I'm not doing this for views because, again, I will still always say this, but I don't do YouTube to get views. I do it for myself because I like to practice that creativity side of me, and I love makeup more than anything in my life. I don't know what I would do if I didn't do makeup because it makes me so happy. And that's kind of where I come from when I'm saying, like, you know, I need that support, because I feel like people see you being happy and they either get jealous or they don't agree with it and they don't want to support you, and it's very off-putting. And it's like, well, how do you expect me to support you if you can't support me? I have a feeling this video is going to be very hard to edit. And speaking of edit, have you guys been seeing my cool, like, totally professional movie editing skills? I've been just exploring a lot with Final Cut Pro ever since I downloaded it. And actually, fun fact behind that, Final Cut 7 is what I learned to edit on in school, and they didn't really want to upgrade the Final Cut Pro X, I think is what they call it now. Maybe I'm wrong, I have no idea. Because they felt like they changed it a lot, and it is definitely almost two different programs, like I must say, because from switching over from Adobe Premiere, Adobe Premiere was very similar to Final Cut 7. The new Final Cut Pro is very similar to iMovie, but it is much better than Adobe Premiere, because Adobe Premiere changed a lot too, and my problem was I couldn't update it anymore, and it was slow. And because the new version isn't offered through Mac anymore, you have to download it through Adobe, and you have to pay a lot more money. It's a subscription, actually. I don't use it anymore, and that's why I went ahead and was like, I'm just gonna buy Final Cut Pro. Man, that was expensive. And you know what also is crazy to me? Sometimes I'm such a crazy person, but I can now watch YouTube through my cable provider, and which is super cool because I couldn't do that before. I used to just watch YouTube through my phone or my laptop, but now I can watch it through my TV. But I will sit there and watch all of my videos because I'm such a crazy person. But it's crazy to me how much I've changed skill-wise since I started YouTube, because I mean, I'll watch it and I'm like, wow, I don't even do my makeup like that anymore. Like, I am constantly changing the way I do my makeup. My skin is just so much better. I mean, I have one pimple, and of course it's the biggest pimple I've had all month, and it's the day I decided to film. But yeah, just, you know, I think in summary on this whole thing here, I will be okay. I'm not concerned. I'm not depressed. I'm in a good headspace now. And I will say, I don't go to therapy. One of the benefits of my job is they offer this app now where you can talk to a life counselor. And I thought that was the coolest thing. I mean, what job does that? I'm sure others do, but I've never had that experience at McDonald's for sure. And basically, if you're going through a hard time, for free. You can take advantage of an app where you can talk to a life counselor. And the difference between a life counselor and a therapist is mostly, there's lots, but the way that my counselor described it was, sometimes therapy dreads a lot in the past. Life counseling kind of guides you toward the future, and you don't really dread on the past so much. I filmed really early today. I knew I was. I woke up and I was like, I'm doing this today. Because I tried doing it the other day. A bee flew into my room. I am so scared of bugs. Like, that's like one of my fears in life. And I was not gonna be filming a video where I would be having a panic attack the whole time. I'm just living for this glowy look right now. I mean, I'm always glowing, but I just wish my wings were even. I feel like this light is actually picking up really weird. See the difference? Because this is what I see right now. Yeah, so I've made a lot of changes to my life the past few weeks, and like with, not healthy wise, I'm trying to drink more water, but I'm trying to drink like 6 or 7 bottles a day, but it's not working yet. The reason why I decided to do this video while doing my makeup is because I just wanted to make it a little bit more appealing to a couple of different audiences. So I'm gonna take my hair down because it's like in a knot in my head. Ow. Ow. Does anyone have this issue too? Ow. If you have super long hair, it's like easily tangled. Easily. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm sorry if this video was super long, but sorry. But I will see you guys next time, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Come here, Molly. Molly, you're not even looking at the camera. I never pick her up, so she's probably really confused at what's happening right now. Look. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw you. Does anybody else have a cat and literally you're wearing your cat all day long?